Hello, welcome and welcome back to my channel, guys. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in General, and I just got done doing an essay, guys. It actually took me just an hour, literally less than an hour and a half to write over 3+ pages of an essay. So again, that's one essay down. I got another one to go. Okay, I'm off tomorrow. I should be off tomorrow. I'm gonna just do it tomorrow morning while I sip on my morning coffee. But speaking of essays being down, that's not the only thing that's down. Okay, unfortunately, Ashlyn Watkins and Paige Bueckers both took a nasty tumble. They took a nasty fall in both of their games earlier on today, and there's been a little bit of an update. Again, regarding Ashlyn Watkins, an article from Greenville News that has just been updated 55 minutes ago. It reads, South Carolina women's basketball forward Ashlyn Watkins left the game midway through the second quarter against Mississippi State on Sunday. Watkins, a junior forward who comes off the bench, was going for a layup and appeared to injure her left leg. She fell and needed assistance from trainers to get up. She walked to the tunnel and locker room with help and without putting much weight on her left leg. At the time of her injury, the number 2 Gamecocks trailed 24-15 versus the Bulldogs, which was crazy. I thought that Mississippi, that's why I'm not even going to do a video on it, because we ended up whooping them. It was like 98. The score was like 98-57 or something. But in the first 2 quarters of that game, the freaking Mississippi Bulldogs had us by our necks. Okay, they just would not take their heel off our necks. Since Watkins did not return to the bench to start the second half, and midway through the third quarter, South Carolina said on Twitter that Watkins is out for the rest of Sunday's game. Since Dawn Staley said there is no official update for Watkins in the post-game news conference, she said Watkins did not leave the arena and receive treatment there, meaning she didn't go to the hospital or seek immediate outside medical attention. And like that wasn't bad enough, right? Again, I was trying to switch back and forth between games. It was so many women's college basketball games going on while I was writing my essay, of course. And unfortunately, okay, UConn, they did come out on top in their matchup, but unfortunately, Paige Bueckers also suffered some sort of leg injury. According to USA Today, it says, what was supposed to be a milestone day for Connecticut guard Paige Bueckers turned into a scary one for the Huskies women's basketball star. Again, this was Paige Bueckers' 100th game. It says things were going well for number 8 UConn against the Wildcats with a 26-point lead late in the third quarter, but the mood shifted when Bueckers tried to grab a loose ball and Villanova's Jasmine Bosco dove for it. Bueckers' leg got caught under Bosco and the Huskies guard awkwardly went down on the court. Bueckers held onto her knee and was in visible pain before she limped into the locker room. She later came back to the bench with ice on her knee but didn't return in the 83-52 UConn victory. Again, of course, her head coach, Gino, he gave a little bit of an update on Paige. He says, UConn head coach Gino Ariama was asked about Bueckers' post-game on the SNY broadcast. He said she is pretty good after getting into a weird situation. She'll be fine. She looks good. I'm optimistic. Let's put it that way. I feel good, Ariama said. Again, this is just crazy. Unfortunately, as you guys know, no matter the athlete, no matter the sport, okay, athletes are prone to injuries, okay? It's not even a moment sometimes of if but when, right? So unfortunately, there's been a lot of injuries plaguing in the women's basketball community, specifically both WNBA and also women's college basketball. But currently we are in WNBA's off season again. Unrivaled League kicks off January 17th. Guys, I will be covering those games, so you do not want to miss it. Okay, you guys need to subscribe to my channel. But anyways, again, UConn, it seems as though they will not be making it into the Final Four this season. This year, I'm sorry, come March. I don't think they have what it takes right now with all the injuries. Okay, AZ Fudd, again, it's been my gentle suggestion to her that it's time for her to retire from basketball after college. Again, and it just sucks. It's sad because her mother, Katie Fudd, she was actually drafted to the Sacramento Monarchs back when that was actually a team before it got dissolved, of course, in the WNBA. And she actually suffered a freaking knee injury. She tore her ACL in her knee and was, she had to retire from basketball, and it's just sad because the same thing is happening to her daughter, being AZ Fudd. She tore her MCL, she tore her ACL, I believe twice. She had a torn meniscus. It's just crazy the injuries these young women are going through. It's just, again, like Dejanay Carrington, she had 6 knee injuries. She had 6 knee injuries before she graduated high school. Again, I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for both Ashlyn Watkins and Paige Bueckers. Okay. Again, I trust what Gino said. Like, he said that she'll be good. Everything is looking fine. She's strong enough. She's been injured before. She showed a lot of frustration. Obviously, in that clip that I inserted before my commentary, that she was just like, this is a flagrant foul. She even cursed. The whole crowd was like, ooh. What was crazy about Ashlyn Watkins getting injured is like it was during the second quarter, I believe, if I remember correctly. Again, the Bulldogs was having their way with us. Okay, the Gamecocks, it was not looking good. And I'm like, when Ashlyn Watkins went down with the injury and I saw her limping and getting carried off the court, I was like, that's it. That's enough. So during the halftime break, I set my alarm clock on my phone for 10 minutes. I just lay down, put my clothes in the dryer. Okay, today's Sunday. I'm doing my laundry. and I just laid down and took a nap. I took a 20-minute nap and came back to the game. During the mid to end of the third quarter, we started getting into gear. Things started to shift in our favor, and finally the Gamecocks came out on top. So again, guys, I believe that's like the silver lining. That's the rainbow at the end of the storm. The fact that both UConn and the Gamecocks won their games respectively, hopefully that's a good sign that both Ashlyn Watkins and Paige Bueckers can make a clear and dominant and quick, concise, a speedy recovery. Comment down below on Ashlyn Watkins and Paige Bueckers both having injuries on the same day. Again, even though both their teams won, hopefully both women, I just know that they're going to pull through. But, some players such as AZ Fudd, I just don't see it in the cards for her anymore. But guys, please comment down below your thoughts.